Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Callisto8413, and we're about to play a AI-powered adventures game. Basically, I think choose your own adventures with dice if you want the dice. It's just easier to show you than to explain any of this. So, a lot of this is from this. This is a Steam game, and a lot of these games that you're looking at here are templates are made by people on Steam. Now, this is where you start getting into the default games. Nuclear Holocaust, Alien Planet. I'm going to do with a cozy game, modern day. Now, I'm also going to do godlike because it's the most fun, I should say, of all of it. Okay. So, instructions for a narrator. That's the settings. That's godlike right there. It's basically it's gonna always do what the player says. Whether it lets me get away with it, that's something else. So right here, find yourself sitting on a park bench in the midst of a bustling modern city. Car horns blare as commuters rush past, lost in their phones and daily routines. Nearby, a news bulletin flickers on a large screen, and an aroma of coffee drifts from a sidewalk cafe. What do you do next? Now, first, I'm going to disable this motion because some of you might get sick. So you have what are your choices, or you can type in what you want to do. That I've turned off the dice. Now, if I was playing one of the fantasy games, I might turn off the dice, make it a Dungeons and Dragons thing. The narrator is basically the game master. I'm also going to heavily edit this because I'm not sure if it's my computer or if it's the fact that I'm using all free apps to run the AI. But there's huge lag between when you make a decision and when the decision is processed. So I'm going to be doing a lot of editing. Also, this is a new mic. If I'm too close to it, I am sorry. So let's go over to the CAF. And you can use voice commands. You fill that out. You could talk or you could type, whatever you want, or you can make a choice. I'm going to type because I'm not sure if this mic, I'm using it to record the commentary. I'm not sure if it will confuse the game. The commentary will confuse the game. Whether it'll just type out everything I say and get totally confused. I found out over 3 lines, it kind of just cuts it off. So, go to the cafe. I'll spell it the way you want it. Buy a coffee and a bran muffin. Whoops. And people watch. Now, once again, a lot of this is going to be edited, so I'll see you when it actually does something. Would you like the able dice? No. I found also that even if you don't use the dice, see, that's you have determined the dice isn't necessary, yes. But sometimes the narrator will make you use the dice. Now this is where I'm going to edit.
You stroll over to the sidewalk cafe, the sounds of the city softening slightly as you approach. It's a cozy space with small round tables and cheerful yellow umbrellas. The barista greets you with a smile. "Good morning, what can I get for you?" You order a coffee and a bran muffin. The barista rings you up, $6.50, and you hand over a $10 bill, receiving $3.50 in change. The coffee is hot and fragrant, the muffin moist and delicious. You find an empty table with a good view of the passing crowd and settle in to enjoy your breakfast and observe the city's inhabitants. A young woman in a business suit rushes by, talking animatedly on her phone. An elderly couple walks hand in hand, stopping to admire a flower display. A street performer begins to juggle brightly colored balls, drawing a small crowd. What will you do next?
Well, I'll stare horrified at that photo where all the faces are melted. Look, so health 100, hunger 75, reduced by eating a muffin, energy 80, increased from drinking coffee. Mood, improve my food and coffee. Oh gosh. They're gonna make this into a Dungeon Dragons game. Wow. Inventory, $10 bill, $3. Okay. So let's tell the narrator who I am. 50 years of age. Named. But will I go Callisto? Because Callisto is actually a female. Well, it is also a moon. Okay, let's go with that. Okay, what am I looking for? I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. And now I'll wait again and edit. Submit and roll die. No, I will not. Why do you want me to roll a die? No, I don't. The roll dies are necessary. Okay. I'm pretty sure I'm going to turn that off when I can.
You, Callisto, a man of about 50 years, finish your coffee and muffin and wave over the barista. They approach your table with a friendly smile. Everything all right, sir? They ask. Yes, everything was wonderful, you reply. I just wanted to say thank you. That was a really excellent cup of coffee, and I appreciate your friendly service. The barista blushes slightly. Oh, thank you so much. That really means a lot. My name is Maya, by the way. It's a pleasure to meet you, Maya. I'm Callisto. Maya smiles. Nice to meet you too, Callisto. Enjoy your day. He heads back to the counter to serve other customers. What will you do next?
Well, I'll turn off the damn dice. That's what I'm going to do. There you go. So this is obviously. Oh, it's bad for my eyes. So this is one of the AI. This is Maya. And she will change if I meet her again and again. She'll become a redhead. She'll become a blonde. She will become curvy. She will become older. She'll become younger. She'll become a redhead. She might end up becoming a demon with wings and horns. No, actually, that probably won't happen. But if I do end up with running into a demon, that demon will probably end up looking at first a real demon, then afterwards some sort of photo that they used to sell the sexy Halloween costumes. I mean, the AI photos. Actually, that's not too bad. But I did run into a cop in one of my games that had two arms and then a gun coming out of his chest from a third arm. I was like, oh my God, that's so funny. This might end up being also a title screen for me, shot for me. I don't know. She smiles. Nice to meet you. Enjoy your day. She heads back to the counter to serve her customer. I wanted to talk to her. Okay, so they don't show the inventory like every few seconds. It's like you could actually tell them how many times you want to see it. Like, will they show it every time you make a decision or every third time you make a decision? The options are really nice. I have to say, though, my computer, which would have been great years ago, is not that good, which is why I'm going to be heavily editing. The game itself is not default. Once again, also, all the apps I'm using for the artificial intelligence are the free cheap ones. If you can afford to get keys for the better ones, this game will probably go a lot smoother. And the photos, well, the images will probably do a lot better. Yeah, you could also save these. I've actually saved a whole bunch of them because some of them are really good and some of them are like, this is weird, but I have to save it just so I could maybe put it on Facebook or something. It'd be hilarious. But let's continue. Let us finish our coffee. Okay, let's not confuse it with run-on sentences. Uh, I don't think I need the quotes.
You savor the last few bites of your bran muffin and finish your coffee, feeling pleasantly energized. As Mayor is serving another customer, you call out, "Tell whoever baked the muffin they did a great job also." Maya turns, her face lighting up. "Oh, I definitely will. Old man Tiberius bakes all our muffins. He'll be thrilled to hear that. He's very proud of his recipes." She pauses, then adds with a chuckle, "He's a bit of a character, but a fantastic baker." She winks at you and then turns back to her work, promising to pass on your compliment. You notice a small handwritten sign near the cash register that reads, "Tiberius Famous Muffins, baked fresh daily." What will you do next?
Tiberius? Wait, is this the great-great-grandfather of Captain Kirk? I'm confused. Oh well. By the way, Maya, that's her name actually. I think I've met her already twice. Of course, she was a completely different person. Although that also doesn't matter because like I say, the images change. I've never done this. This is God mode, so you can really much do whatever you want. I know they also use the names of certain places again and again, just like they use the names of certain people. Though I never heard Tiberius first. That's a first. Tiberius Famous Muffins, baked fresh daily. That's actually a pretty good image. I like that one. But let us to work at the Golden Dragon, where I am a cook. Now, in all the other games, the Golden Dragon was a Chinese restaurant. So I'm going to see if it'll allow me to actually be a cook at a restaurant, so I actually have a job in this game. Because if it's going to attract money, let's see what it does.
You finish your coffee and leave the cafe, thanking Maya one last time. Stepping back onto the bustling city street, you begin to walk towards the Golden Dragon, a popular Chinese restaurant where you work as a cook. It's about a 10-minute walk, taking you through a lively commercial district. The air is filled with the sounds of traffic, street vendors, and snippets of conversations. You pass a bookstore, a dry cleaner, and a small grocery store. The Golden Dragon is located on a corner, its red and gold sign brightly visible. As you approach, you can smell the savory aromas of stir-fry and spices wafting from the open kitchen door. You see Mr. Chen, the owner, bustling around outside, arranging tables. He spots you and waves. "Callisto, good you're here. We're getting busy already. Get your apron on, we have a lunch rush coming." What will you do next?
Let's see. Enter the dragon. Put on my apron. I don't know. Is it a Hello Kitty apron? I'm going for it. All love me. I don't know if that'll work, but excuse me once again. Sorry about even as the time of day. I hope I get. I don't know what day that is. The 26th of the January. Would that be a payday, please? So funny enough, the Golden Dragon doesn't look anything like that in the other stories. It was a huge place. This looks like a corner fast food takeout. I don't know. I have nothing against that. There's a Jake's Place in Old Town Alexandria. Wonderful. I go in there. Most of its business though is takeout. I'm babbling. I'm sorry. Let's see what submit.
You step inside the Golden Dragon, the warm, savory aromas enveloping you. The restaurant is already filling up with lunchtime customers. Mr. Chen beams at you. "Excellent, Callisto, right on time. The kitchen is a madhouse already. Aprons in the back. Go, go, go. You head towards the kitchen. Passing through the bustling dining area, you grab your apron from the hook. It is a Hello Kitty apron, complete with a pink bow and adorable kitten faces. You tie it around your waist, a small smile playing on your lips. It's a bit of a contrast to the traditional Chinese kitchen, but it's your signature. The kitchen is indeed a whirlwind of activity. Woks are sizzling, knives are chopping, and steam fills the air. What will you do next?
Thank you for blocking all that, guys. I'm not sure. And there's the Hello Kitty. I didn't think it would actually do it. Go, go, go. You turn the kitchen past you, and it is a Hello Kitty. All right. Okay, so the narrator's being very responsive. Kitchen's dead. Get to work. Duh. Get to work. Filling orders in a safe, clean order, in fashion. Mm-hmm. You notice none of my coworkers love me.
You dive right into the chaos, grabbing a steaming wok and starting to stir-fry a batch of General Tso's chicken. Orders are flying in from the front, and you work quickly and efficiently, your years of experience as a cook shining through. You expertly toss vegetables, add sauces, and plate dishes with practiced ease, ensuring everything is cooked to perfection and presented beautifully. Safety and cleanliness are paramount, as always. As you work, you greet your co-workers. Morning, everyone, you call out over the clatter of the kitchen. Lynn, the head chef, nods curtly. Callisto, good to see you. Keep up with the orders, we're swamped. May, the dim sum specialist, giggles as she catches sight of your apron. Oh, Callisto, still rocking the Hello Kitty? It brightens up the whole kitchen. Giant, the young apprentice, grins. What will you do next?
Okay, I now found a flaw with getting employment at a Chinese restaurant and a game is now I want Chinese. God. Okay. Also, I think the dim sum specialist has been in another game. Are they going to use the same? Are they going to use the same, like, whoop, no, I don't want my choices. Are they going to use the same photo for her? Work. I don't want to. Yeah, it's not complicated. I just want to see if I could see what the game makes her look like. Let's go for it. Is she young? Because the funny thing is, once again, in the other game, her image kept on changing. One time she was young, another time she was wearing a different uniform, another time she was like somebody's mother. Is like, oh my lord, what's going on? So yeah, once again, cheap as apps. But still, funny enough, if you ignore the photos, the images, it actually is a very good Choose Your Own Adventure game. I have to try the fantasy settings to see if the dice rolls remind me of playing Dungeons & Dragons in college. And also, I have to also say something good about the game too. I've basically praised it most of the time already. If you do spelling mistakes or grammar mistakes, the narrator still knows what you're saying. It will do this whole paragraph, and you're like, yeah, it's pretty much what I'm saying. In fact, it will expand on it and make you sound so intelligent. It's really cool. But I'm just going to do a simple sentence. I found that a few sentences are usually better than trying to fill up a paragraph.
You continue to stir-fry, expertly tossing the chicken and vegetables in the wok, while keeping a close eye on your cooking. You allow your gaze to drift towards May as she expertly folds delicate dumplings. She's a petite woman with bright, cheerful eyes, and a cascade of dark hair pulled back in a practical braid. She's incredibly focused on her work, her hands moving with lightning speed and precision. She's wearing a traditional chef's uniform, and a small, silver charm dangles from her necklace. Lin, the head chef, notices your gaze and raises an eyebrow. He gives you a pointed look and says, focus on the orders, Callisto. We don't have time for distractions. May glances up, catches your eye, and offers a small, slightly embarrassed smile before returning to her dumplings. What will you do next?
That's actually not a bad picture. Once again, they're probably stealing it from a real photo and putting it in there, but there is always controversy when you're using AI. Once again, the narrator's doing a pretty good job. At least I didn't burn myself by looking. Health, hunger, energy, mood. Okay. So companions. Lynn, who I actually don't. The head chef. Then there's the other guy. Whatever. So, yeah, so I could try to date her or try to get, to know her. But this is a Steam game. And Steam has very interesting restrictions on certain things. Violence is perfectly acceptable, but anything beyond kissing or holding hands is frowned upon. Like most American culture, they seem to accept violence on TV, but if you try to show a romantic situation between two consenting adults, that's horrible. No. So let's see what else to do. Okay, focus on your work. Is she actually doing dumplings? Yeah, I think she is. Okay. Yes. You can during a break or lunch. I'm not going to suggest a smoking break because I don't smoke. So, beep.
You take Lynn's words to heart and refocus your attention on the orders. You expertly manage the flow of dishes, coordinating with Giant to ensure everything is prepped and ready to go. The lunch rush is in full swing, and the kitchen is a hive of activity. You efficiently stir-fry, steam, and plate dish after dish, maintaining a steady rhythm and ensuring the quality of each meal. Despite the intensity, you manage to maintain a calm and focused demeanor. You occasionally exchange quick glances with May, offering a small nod or a brief smile, acknowledging her presence without disrupting your work. You make a mental note to chat with her during a break or at lunch. Mr. Chen occasionally pops his head into the kitchen, offering words of encouragement. Keep it up, team. You're doing great. The lunch rush continues for another hour, gradually beginning to subside. What will you do next?
When I'm not recording, the images actually appear before he starts narrating, so I'm thinking the recording program I'm using is slowing things down a little bit. That is a wonderful photo, image. They probably stole it from someplace once again. And it's still making me hungry. God damn, do they allow the fires to get that high? That's kind of scary. So, once again, I like the narrator. I kind of wish I could change voices, because sometimes when he's doing voices, it's like, it sounds okay when he's doing a male voice, but when he's doing a female voice, it's like, maybe they should have a female do that part? I don't know. Once again, all the apps can be replaced with better artificial intelligence apps, better, speech apps, stuff like that. Some of them though you have to pay for. That means you have to have a key, and I don't have any of that. I'm using all the free stuff. So what should I do next? I guess just keep on working. Okay. Keep working hard. And wait. Break. So you. And she was in one of the other games. She was actually a waitress at the Golden Dragon last time I played this. All right.
You continue to work diligently, maintaining a steady pace as the lunch rush slowly begins to wind down. The number of incoming orders decreases, and the kitchen gradually becomes less frantic. You and your co-workers work in a synchronized rhythm, efficiently completing the remaining dishes and cleaning up your stations. After about 30 minutes, Mr. Chin announces, "All right, team, that's the worst of it. Let's take a 15-minute break before the afternoon crowd starts." A collective sigh of relief sweeps through the kitchen. Lin wipes his brow and heads to the back for a drink. Giant stretches and cracks his knuckles. May smiles gratefully and begins to tidy up her dim sum station. She turns to you, her eyes sparkling. Finally, a moment to breathe. That was intense, right? What will you do next?
Wait, if I'm 50 years in this, this is gonna be creepy. Oh well, whatever. Should have thought of that before I started the game.
You immediately step in to help May tidy up her dim sum station. You efficiently wipe down the surfaces, organize the ingredients, and stack the bamboo steamers neatly. May smiles gratefully as you work alongside her. "Thank you, Callisto," she says. "That's really kind of you. It's always easier when we work together." As you work, you offer her a warm smile. "It was intense, you say, yet we always do a great job. Customers love our food, and that's what matters." May's cheeks flush slightly. "You're too kind," she replies. "But you're right. It's rewarding to see people enjoy our cooking." She pauses, then adds with a playful grin, "And your Hello Kitty apron always brings the smile to their faces." You both share a laugh, the tension of the lunch rush melting away. What will you do next?
Now this is God mode, so I could get away with weird stuff. For example, it could turn out I know how to do magic. But I think I'll stick to the regular. It's magic. Can make her fall in love with me. But this, I don't know. That seems a little weird. I've done weird stuff during the other games. Basically, I decided to call myself Loki, and I just caused all sorts of chaos. I turned people into demons. I switched genders on people. I turned them into unicorns. And the game was able to handle it. I mean, the images was kind of weird. But the narrator was able to handle it and actually give realistic reactions from people who are like panicking and stuff like that. It was hilarious. Especially when the vampires showed up. So let's continue the conversation with her. How many minutes do we have? 15 minutes? Yeah. That doesn't make any sense. Did you come from China? Her family could come from China and she could be born here, but unknown city because I don't know where the hell we are.
May pauses her tidying for a moment, a thoughtful expression crossing her face. "That's a good question, Callisto. I was actually born here, in the city, but my parents immigrated from Guangzhou in southern China. They opened a small restaurant when I was a little girl, and I grew up helping them in the kitchen. That's where I learned to love cooking, and especially making dim sum. It's a tradition passed down through generations in my family." She smiles warmly. "I visited Guangzhou with my parents a few times when I was younger. It's a beautiful city full of life and amazing food. I still speak Cantonese with my parents at home." She gestures around the kitchen. "This isn't quite the same as my family's little restaurant, but I enjoy working here. Mr. Chen is a good boss, and I love working with everyone. What will you do next?"
That's actually pretty interesting. Okay. Now the big question. Yes. This was a dating sim anyway. Not sure. Do you have a boyfriend? Or girlfriend? Girlfriend? Or no, it's another or. Uh, don't even pretend. Don't even say just asking. That sounds stupid. Look at Ted. I'm not even sure I'm spelling that right.
May's cheeks flush a deeper shade of pink, and she looks down at her hands for a moment before answering. Oh, that's a bit personal, isn't it? She says with a small laugh. She looks up at you, her eyes meeting yours briefly before darting away. I'm not currently seeing anyone. I've been focusing on my work and trying to perfect my dim sum recipes. It takes a lot of dedication, you know? She pauses, then adds with a slight shrug. I did have a boyfriend a couple of years ago, but it didn't work out. He was a musician, very talented, but we just wanted different things. He wanted to tour the world, and I wanted to stay here and help my parents. She smiles faintly. It's okay though. I'm happy with my life right now. What will you do next?
It's okay though. I'm happy with my life right now. It's usually the opposite of what that meant. Let's see. Well, well, the blah, 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 blah. Well, see, I'm wondering if you would like to go out to eat after on a date. Okay, it would sound pretty awkward, because we're awkward.
May's eyes widen in surprise, and her blush deepens. She looks genuinely flustered, but there's also a hint of a smile playing on her lips. Oh, Callisto, she stammers. I didn't expect that. She pauses, taking a deep breath. That's very kind of you to ask. I'm flattered. She looks down at her hands again, then back up at you. I'm a little hesitant though. I don't really know you that well, and I'm not very good at dating. She laughs nervously. I'm much more comfortable making dumplings than going on dates. She hesitates for another moment, then adds, but I'm willing to consider it. If you're serious, and you don't mind a bit of awkwardness, maybe we could go out sometime. Just, what will you do next?
Stop that. Another point of a date. Just like the Spice Girl said, right? Yeah, it's not okay. She's a little, yeah, she's getting. I wonder if it's my age, but yeah. Beep.
May's face visibly relaxes, and a genuine smile spreads across her features. You're right, she says, her voice sounding much more confident. That makes a lot of sense. I get so caught up in worrying about everything being perfect, I forget that it's just about getting to know someone. She looks at you with a newfound warmth in her eyes. Okay, Callisto, I'd like that. I'd like to go out with you after work. She pauses, then adds with a playful glint in her eye. But if you order anything too spicy, I'm blaming you for my burning tongue. Lynn calls out from across the kitchen. May, less chatting, more Hargao. We have a lunch rush coming up. May sighs good-naturedly. Coming, Chef Lynn. She turns back to you. We can talk more about the details later, okay?
He's already changed, as you can see. Okay. Wait, how are we talking about the details later if we're not going to see each other until after work? Never mind. Logic isn't necessary. Happily as you get back to work at the walk. That's okay. Do it.
You turn back to your station, a spring in your step. The kitchen is indeed heating up, with orders starting to flood in. Lynn is barking out instructions. Giant is diligently prepping ingredients, and May is expertly assembling dim sum. The aroma of ginger, garlic, and soy sauce fills the air. You focus on your tasks, efficiently chopping vegetables and preparing sauces. The energy of the kitchen is infectious, and you find yourself working with a renewed sense of purpose. You steal a quick glance at May, who catches your eye and offers a small, encouraging smile. The lunch rush is officially on. What will you do next?
Yeah. Best.
You throw yourself into your work with unwavering dedication. You chop vegetables with precision, stir-fry sauces with finesse, and plate dishes with an artist's touch. You move quickly and efficiently, anticipating Lynn's orders and keeping your station impeccably clean. You're mindful of safety, ensuring knives are properly stored and hot surfaces are handled with care. You even take a moment to wipe down the floor around your station, preventing any potential slips. Lynn, despite his gruff exterior, seems to notice your efforts. He doesn't offer any praise, but his instructions are less harsh, and he even nods in your direction once or twice. May glances at you occasionally, a look of admiration in her eyes. She gives you a thumbs up when you perfectly execute a particularly complex sauce. The lunch rush is intense, but you manage to keep up, contributing to the smooth operation of the kitchen. What will you do next?
That guy have 3 arms? Guy on the right in the image. Never mind. Never mind. I'm getting distracted. I guess I'll just keep on working. It's not much else I could do. Well, that doesn't make any sense. Okay. It would be funny. Wait a minute. Dates cost. Yeah, not really. But it depends. Some girls aren't high maintenance. But she might be. Is.
As you continue to work, lost in thoughts of May, and the exciting prospect of your first date, a particularly challenging order comes in. Lynn barks, Callisto, table 6 wants the Emperor's platter. Extra shrimp, no peanuts and the sauce on the side, and they want it now. The Emperor's platter is notorious for its complexity, requiring precise timing and a delicate touch. It's a dish that even some of the more experienced cooks struggle with. You take a deep breath and focus, channeling all your energy into the task. You carefully select the freshest shrimp, expertly prepare the various components of the platter, and meticulously arrange everything on the plate. You pay special attention to the sauce, ensuring it's perfectly balanced and served on the side as requested. You present the platter to Lynn, who inspects it with a critical eye. After a moment of silence, he grunts, "Not bad, Callisto. What will you do next?"
See, this is why I shouldn't have gotten a job. I'm hungry now. Look at that. I mean, it kind of looks fake, but I don't know. Tools are clear. I know utensils, but I don't know how to spell utensils off the top of my head. So whatever. Tools are the same thing. Only glance. once in a while. Don't get distracted by her beauty and skill. Skill at cooking. Am I envy of her? Am I jealous of her? No, I'm not gonna write a novel. Come on, stop that.
You settle into a rhythm, a focused and efficient machine in the heart of the bustling kitchen. You meticulously clean and organize your station after each order, ensuring everything is in its place. You wash your hands frequently and sanitize your tools with unwavering diligence. You're aware of May's presence, of course. She's a captivating sight, gracefully crafting dim sum with effortless skill, but you consciously resist the urge to stare, keeping your gaze focused on your own tasks. You allow yourself brief, fleeting glances, appreciating her dedication and beauty, but quickly redirecting your attention back to the work at hand. Lin seems to approve of your focused approach. He continues to assign you challenging orders, but his instructions are less abrasive, and he occasionally offers a curt nod of acknowledgement. The lunch rush begins to subside, and the kitchen gradually returns to a more manageable pace. What will you do next?
That was actually very good because I screwed up some of the sentences, and the narrator actually did a very good job of filling in the blanks for me. Two more. What do you do next? I wonder if he'll understand that sentence. Orders. Clean my station. Clean my station. Clean my station. Focus. Job. Work. Yes. Focus on my work.
As the last of the lunch rush orders are being fulfilled, Mr. Chen, the owner of the Golden Dragon, approaches your station. He's a stern-looking man, but his eyes hold a hint of warmth. He surveys your impeccably clean workstation with a nod of approval. Callisto, he says, his voice surprisingly gentle, I've been watching you today. You work hard and you take pride in your work. That's what I like to see. He reaches into his pocket and pulls out a small folded bill. Here, he says, handing it to you, a little something extra for your dedication. We're keeping your station so clean. It makes my life easier. You unfold the bill to reveal a $20 bonus. Keep up the good work, mister, Chen adds with a rare smile, and enjoy your date with May. He winks and walks away. What will you do next?
Wait, how did he know about my day with May? Who's babbling? I'm gonna start putting people in the fryers if they start babbling. And in this game, you probably could do it, actually. So, anyway, well, be happy. Okay, see that? There. Trying to make a joke here. $10 bill, $3.50 and change, $20 bill. $30. That's not too bad. I'm going on a date, I suppose. Have to go someplace cheap.
A genuine smile spreads across your face. It feels good to be appreciated, and the extra $20 is a welcome boost to your date fund. You carefully tuck the bill away, already imagining the possibilities. The kitchen is noticeably quieter now that the lunch rush has subsided. Lin is overseeing the cleaning process, while Jian is diligently washing dishes. May is wiping down her dim sum station, humming a soft tune. She glances at you and smiles, her eyes sparkling with amusement. So, she says, $20, huh? Are you planning to take me to a fancy restaurant? What will you do next?
$20 fancy restaurant. Look, I have like $30. We might end up on a noodle shop on the corner of a street. Oh no, this ain't China. This is America somewhere. Oh crap. Sure. $20. We'll go to where I want to, and you'll like it, lady. Oh wait a minute. Is she changed again? Did she go in the back or something? Okay. Start typing. It doesn't. Okay. Okay, the kids are noticeably quieter now. The lunch is rushing. They're seeing the cleaning okay. Where the hell is the owl? Okay. Sorry, excuse my language. My keyboard, most of the letters have been worn off from years of typing. I'm joking. This keyboard's not that old. It's just crappy. It's all becoming the letters, the keys are actually becoming white. The black itself is coming off. I don't know how cheap this keyboard is. It's a T-Wolf. I guess it's a gaming one, and I guess you don't touch it because you're too busy with a controller. But it's really horrible. It's supposed to glow too, and it stopped glowing. So you chuckle and help with the cleaning of the kitchen. A very important part of the end of you a smile. Say, well, $30 total. No, 300. But total. This might be a cheap date. I'm not gonna lie. I might have to do God mode, guys. When nobody's looking. Yeah, I'm in God mode, and you can do weird things in God mode. So maybe I could double that money, like rub it together until it becomes $60 or something. I don't know. I don't know what the narrator, the dungeon master, has blocked me in certain situations. It's hilarious. He says, "Yeah, you could do that, but you have to roll die." Or, "Yeah, you could do that, but it turns out that the other person could do this." I'm like, gosh, damn it. Because once you introduce magic, then the narrator's going, well, if there's magic, that they could block you and you could play, it's stuff like that.
You join in the cleaning efforts, scrubbing down surfaces and wiping away spills alongside your colleagues. It's a satisfying feeling to restore order to the bustling kitchen after a hectic lunch service. As you work, you smile at May and say, well, I have about $30 total. This might be a cheap date. May laughs, a light and melodic sound. $30 is plenty, she says. I'm not expecting anything extravagant. I'd be happy with just a simple meal and good conversation. She pauses, then adds with a playful nudge, besides, I'm a pretty good cook myself. Maybe we can share some dim sum and compare notes. Lynn, overhearing your conversation, grunts, don't you two slack off. We still have prep work to do for dinner. What will you do next?
Oh my god, how many times are we going to have to cook? Yes, sir.
You respond with a respectful yes sir to Lynn and redouble your efforts, meticulously cleaning every surface within reach. You scrub the stations, pots, pans, and stovetops until they gleam, leaving no trace of the lunch rush behind. Lynn, observing your dedication, softens his gaze slightly. He doesn't offer any verbal praise, but the tension in his shoulder seems to ease. May continues to work alongside you, occasionally exchanging a smile or a playful comment. The atmosphere in the kitchen is relaxed and collaborative, a testament to the shared effort of the team. As you finish cleaning your station, you notice Jian struggling with a particularly stubborn pot. Without hesitation, you step in to help, using your expertise to quickly remove the burnt residue. Jian looks at you with gratitude. "Thanks, Callisto," he says. "I'm still learning. What will you do next?" You meticulously ensure everything is in perfect order, anticipating the evening rush. You know from experience that people at the end of the day are often ravenous, fueled by long workdays and a desire for a quick, satisfying meal. A wave of empathy washes over you as you observe the imagined scene. Hurried customers rushing in, quickly consuming their food, and then rushing back out into the night. You find yourself wondering if they ever truly savor the flavors, appreciate the craftsmanship, or simply enjoy the moment. May, noticing your contemplative expression, leans closer. "You're a bit of a philosopher, aren't you?" she asks with a smile, always thinking about the deeper meaning of things. She pauses, then adds, "I think you're right though. Most people are just trying to get through the day, but sometimes they need a place like this, a warm meal, and a little bit of comfort. What will you do next?"
Wait, did you just read my mind? Also, is that me? I thought that pink one. Also, he doesn't look like he's 50. On the other hand, he's Asian. Could be. They age pretty well. I mean, people joke about that all the time, but no, they age pretty well. Okay, yeah, I think she's mind reading again. Don't like that. Also, she looks different. Which? All right, never mind. Fine. Back into preparing. Whoop! Oh, not or. Clean plates. Plates here. Hands on here.
You wonder if May somehow sensed your thoughts, or if your expression gave away your internal musings. It's a curious feeling, this connection you're starting to develop with her. Shaking off the thought, you immerse yourself in the preparations for the evening rush. You carefully stack clean plates, hang pans within easy reach, and ensure that every ingredient and utensil is readily available. Efficiency is key, and you strive to create a seamless workflow for the busy hours ahead. Lynn, observing your focused efforts, nods in approval. Good, he says gruffly. Now we're talking. Let's make sure we're ready for anything. May joins you in the preparations, her movements graceful and precise. She expertly arranges the dim sum baskets, ensuring that each one is perfectly aligned. You're really good at this, you say, admiring her skill. She smiles. It takes practice, she replies. What will you do next?
For the rush. I don't want to tire myself. Okay, so I don't want to tire myself. Start cooking. I mean, if it's all prepared already.
You take a deep breath, surveying the meticulously prepared kitchen. Everything is in its place, ready for the onslaught of dinner orders. You resist the urge to continue working, knowing that conserving your energy will be crucial during the busy hours ahead. You stand at your station, poised and ready to spring into action. Lynn is barking out last-minute instructions to the team, while May is calmly arranging the dim sum display. Giant is nervously wiping down the pass, eager to prove himself. A few minutes pass, and then the first order ticket clatters onto the pass. It's for a classic sweet and sour pork, with a side of steamed rice. Lynn glances at you. Callisto, you're on pork, he barks. Let's see what you've got. What will you do next? You meet Lynn's gaze with a determined nod. Yes, chef, you say, your voice filled with confidence. Sweet and sour pork, a classic, but I won't treat it any less seriously. You immediately set to work, gathering the necessary ingredients. Tender pork cubes, vibrant bell peppers, tangy pineapple chunks, and a rich, flavorful sauce. Your movements are precise and efficient, honed by years of experience. As you begin to stir-fry the pork, the aroma of ginger and garlic fills the air. You carefully balance the sweet, sour, and savory flavors, ensuring that each bite is a perfect harmony. Lynn watches you intently, his expression unreadable. He doesn't offer any praise, but you can sense his approval in the way he observes your technique. May glances over from her dim sum station, offering a supportive smile. You make that look easy, she says. What will you do next?
I'm gonna run out of energy. I got 10 energy. I'm not gonna at this point. I'm not gonna have much energy for a date.
You maintain unwavering focus, treating each order as a unique opportunity to showcase your culinary skills. You carefully monitor the heat, ensuring that the pork cooks evenly and reaches a perfect golden brown hue. You expertly toss the ingredients in the wok, creating a harmonious blend of flavors and textures. Within minutes, the sweet and sour pork is plated, garnished with a sprig of cilantro, and ready to be served. It looks and smells absolutely delicious. Lin inspects the dish with a critical eye, then nods curtly. Acceptable, he says. Next, it's not a glowing review, but it's Lin's way of showing approval. You know that earning his praise is a significant accomplishment. The order ticket for the next dish appears on the pass. Kung Pao chicken. What will you do next?
I'm getting real hungry watching these stupid images. Also, I love Kung Pao chicken, so I'm really pissed. All right, well. With energy. What? Focus. I love. That probably doesn't make any sense, but I'm running out of things to write about. There's only so many times I cook it bravely or I cook it evenly. Energy and love. My, what I am doing. The most perfect. In the city. Am I spelling things wrong? That's right. There. Whatever.
You channel your energy and passion into crafting the Kung Pao chicken, determined to make it the best in the city. You approach the task with unwavering focus, meticulously preparing each ingredient. You dice the chicken into perfect cubes marinated in a savory blend of soy sauce, rice wine, and cornstarch, and then stir-fry it with fiery chili peppers, crunchy peanuts, and fragrant scallions. The aroma of Sichuan peppercorns fills the air, creating a tantalizing scent that awakens the senses. You carefully balance the spicy, savory, and slightly sweet flavors, ensuring that each bite is an explosion of taste. You pay close attention to the texture, making sure the chicken is tender and the peanuts are perfectly crisp. Lin observes your work with a growing sense of respect. He can see the dedication and skill you're pouring into the dish. Mei leans over and whispers, "You're really in your element, aren't you?"
My energy's running out. I am dead. I'm gonna fall right into one of the pans, or I'm gonna have to use my magical powers after the end of the day to have energy to go on a date. Let's see if the narrator is going to figure out and try to block me in doing something like that. Yes, now shut up, woman. Wait a minute. Yeah, stop talking to me while I'm cooking. My element. Or maybe a small forest. Well. I love Kung Pao, but I'm pretty sure this is not how they make it. I don't think they do with love. I just like, to be honest, I just like the nuts. But Is it? Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Let's push the button. Let's push the button. See what it accepts. That one was a little silly, that sentence, but let's go for it.
A surge of energy courses through you as you fully embrace the rhythm of the kitchen. You are in your element, a small forest spirit conjuring culinary magic with every stir of the wok. The kung pao chicken sizzles and pops, releasing an intoxicating aroma that draws the attention of everyone nearby. You plate the dish with artistic flair, arranging the chicken, peanuts, and chili peppers in a visually appealing manner. A sprinkle of sesame seeds adds a final touch of elegance. Lin approaches, his expression unreadable as always. He examines the kung pao chicken with a discerning eye, then takes a small bite. A flicker of something akin to approval crosses his face. Not bad, he grunts. Actually, quite good. The spice level is perfect. The chicken is tender. You're improving, Callisto. It's the highest praise you've ever received from Lin. A wave of satisfaction washes over you. What will you do next?
That looks actually pretty good, though. Usually the kung pao chicken I have doesn't have much chicken as much as they have the peanuts. Okay, there's no other meal showing up. Tenfold. I don't think that'll work. But okay, so I'll use this time to whisper a magical spell to increase my energy tenfold because this is God mode, and the narrator can't really stop me from doing stuff. Well, he'll let me do this, but he might find a way to counteract it. Who knows? The spell might break. He might demand I roll dice, even though the dice are off.
You close your eyes for a fleeting moment. Amidst the chaos of the kitchen, it's not a traditional spell, of course, but a focused surge of will. You visualize a warm, golden energy flowing through your veins, amplifying your senses and revitalizing your body. You recall the joy of cooking, the satisfaction of creating something delicious, and the connection you feel with May. It's a mental trick, a self-induced boost, but it works. You feel a surge of energy, not tenfold exactly, but a significant increase nonetheless. Your movements become more fluid, your focus sharper, and your senses more attuned to the rhythm of the kitchen. Your energy level jumps from 7 to 25. Lin, who was about to assign you another task, pauses, noticing the change in your demeanor. He raises an eyebrow, but says nothing. May smiles knowingly. Feeling energized? She asks, her voice barely audible above the din of the kitchen. What will you do next?
Right, it worked. It let me get away with that. Alright. Okay, I jump back into work. Next order. Nothing can slow me down. I am the wind, baby. Oh wait, no, that's top servo.
You become a whirlwind of motion, seamlessly transitioning to the next order. You grab the ticket and scan the request. Steamed fish with ginger and scallions, a delicate dish, requiring a light touch and precise timing. You expertly fillet a fresh sea bass, ensuring that every bone is removed. You marinate the fish in a fragrant blend of ginger, scallions, and soy sauce, then gently steam it to perfection. The fish flakes apart at the touch of a fork, its delicate flavor enhanced by the aromatic seasonings. You plate the dish with elegance, garnishing it with a sprig of cilantro and a drizzle of hot oil. The aroma is subtle yet enticing, a testament to the freshness of the ingredients and your skill as a cook. Lin observes your work with a nod of approval. You're a natural, Callisto, he says, a rare compliment from the stern head chef. Keep it up. What will you do next?
That's a lot of cilantro. I work on the... I'm on a roll.
You seamlessly move on to the next order, your energy and focus unwavering. It reads, Emperor's Platter, a combination of Peking duck, Cantonese roast pork, and honey-glazed spare ribs, a challenging dish, requiring precise timing and coordination. You begin by preparing the Peking duck, carefully inflating the skin to create a crispy golden brown texture. You then roast the Cantonese pork to perfection, ensuring that the skin is crackling and the meat is tender. Finally, you glaze the spare ribs with a sweet and savory honey sauce, baking them until they are caramelized and irresistible. The kitchen is a flurry of activity, but you remain calm and collected, expertly managing each component of the platter. You plate the dish with artistry, arranging the meats in an appealing manner and garnishing it with colorful vegetables. Lynn watches with a critical eye, impressed by your ability to handle such a complex order. What will you do next?
Okay, it skipped the dice because it has reasoning on. The player is on a roll and wants to think about the day. Okay, the next order is a complex one and the player is energized. Okay, so figures, all right. I keep going. Nothing can.
You are a machine. The orders keep coming, and you meet each one with unwavering focus and skill. The next ticket reads, Mapo Tofu, a classic Sichuan dish, known for its fiery flavor and silky texture. You carefully cube the tofu and stir-fry it with fermented black beans, ground pork, and a generous amount of chili bean paste. The aroma of Sichuan peppercorns fills the air, creating a tantalizing scent that awakens the senses. You balance the spicy, savory, and slightly numbing flavors, ensuring that each bite is an explosion of taste. You plate the dish with a sprinkle of scallions and a drizzle of chili oil. It looks and smells absolutely delicious. Lin approaches, his expression unreadable as always. He takes a small bite of the mapo tofu, then nods curtly. Acceptable, he says. You're holding your own, Callisto. What will you do next?
That's when you do it wrong. No, it's not. Okay, it's not how you spell anything. Hard and long. The dish is perfect. Also, that image does look good. I think I might have had that dish before, but I'm not too sure. I like tofu.
You offer a respectful thank you, sir, to Lin, a genuine expression of gratitude for his acknowledgement. Then, without a moment's hesitation, you dive back into the fray, your focus laser sharp. You understand that while Lin's approval is valuable, the ultimate reward lies in creating delicious food that brings joy to the customers. The next order ticket appears. Dim sum platter, a selection of hargao siu mai and char siu bao, May's specialty. You glance over at her, and she gives you a small encouraging smile. You begin to assist her, prepping the ingredients for the dim sum. You expertly fold the delicate wrappers of the hargao, ensuring that they are thin and translucent. You carefully shape the siu mai, filling them with a savory mixture of pork and shrimp. You knead the dough for the char siu bao, creating a soft and fluffy texture. What will you do next?
I know what to do next. I know what the next order is. Okay, we'll grab it and cook it to perfection. Honor my father. his father. I'm not Chinese. What am I doing? I'm just making up stuff now. I don't know what I'm doing.
You politely excuse yourself from assisting May with the dim sum, promising to return shortly. You grab the next order ticket. It reads, General Tso's chicken, a popular dish, but one that requires a delicate balance of sweet, sour, and spicy flavors. As you begin to prepare the chicken, you feel a slight pang of guilt for leaving May to handle the dim sum alone. She's incredibly skilled, but the dinner rush is in full swing, and she could use a hand. You quickly bread and fry the chicken, ensuring that it's crispy and golden brown. You then toss it in a tangy sauce made with soy sauce, vinegar, sugar, and chili peppers. You plate the dish with a sprinkle of sesame seeds and a garnish of broccoli. It looks and smells delicious. You glance over at May, who is expertly assembling the dim sum, but she looks a little overwhelmed. She catches your eye and gives you a grateful nod. What will you do next?
I will help. I will help her. Then clean after. There.
You immediately set aside the General Tso's chicken, ensuring it stays warm, and rush over to assist May with the dim sum platter. She's currently assembling the har gao, those delicate shrimp dumplings. Need a hand? You ask, already reaching for a stack of the translucent wrappers. May smiles gratefully. That would be amazing, Callisto. I'm getting a little behind. Together, you work in perfect harmony, your movements synchronized and efficient. You expertly fold the har gao, ensuring that each dumpling is sealed tightly and filled with a generous amount of shrimp. You then move on to the siu mai, carefully shaping the pork and shrimp filling and topping it with a vibrant orange crab roe. Working alongside May feels incredibly satisfying. You enjoy her company and appreciate her skill and dedication. You feel a connection growing between you, a shared passion for the art of cooking. What will you do next? With the dim sum platter expertly assembled, you and May exchange a satisfied glance. The platter is a beautiful arrangement of har gao, siu mai, and char siu bao, a testament to your combined skill and dedication. Thanks, Callisto, May says, her smile genuine. I really appreciate the help. You're a lifesaver. Anytime, you reply, feeling a warm glow of satisfaction. You quickly glance at the order ticket queue. The next ticket reads, Emperor's Platter, a complex and challenging dish that requires precise timing and skill. It's a combination of several different dishes, including Peking duck, sweet and sour pork, and kung pao chicken. You take a deep breath, focusing your energy and determination. This is a dish that demands your full attention, but you're confident in your abilities. You gather the necessary ingredients, carefully preparing each component of the platter. What will you do next?
I don't like Peking duck, by the way. I tried it. Okay. Great, Mike. Just so you focus your energy, turn to dishes, turn each component. Emperor. Heard correctly.
You approach the Emperor's platter with a focused intensity. You know this dish is a signature of the Golden Dragon, and a poorly executed one can reflect badly on the entire kitchen. You begin by carefully preparing the Peking duck, ensuring the skin is perfectly crispy and the meat is tender and juicy. You then move on to the sweet and sour pork, balancing the sweetness and tanginess of the sauce to perfection. Finally, you tackle the Kung Pao chicken, adding just the right amount of chili peppers to create a fiery kick. You work with a speed and precision that surprises even yourself. Years of practice and a genuine passion for cooking have honed your skills to a razor's edge. You plate the dish with an artist's eye, arranging each component in a visually appealing and harmonious manner.
Next.
The Emperor's platter is complete, a magnificent creation ready to be served. You quickly signal a server to take it to the waiting table. As they whisk it away, you turn your attention to the order ticket queue. The next ticket is a welcome relief after the complexity of the Emperor's platter. Steamed fish with ginger and scallions, a simple, elegant dish that relies on the freshness of the ingredients and the skill of the cook. You grab a fresh sea bass, carefully scaling and filleting it. You then steam it to perfection, ensuring that the flesh is flaky and moist. You top it with a generous amount of ginger and scallions, drizzling it with a light soy sauce. The dinner rush is relentless, but you're starting to find a rhythm. You're working efficiently and effectively, and you're enjoying the challenge. What will you do next?
Okay, while I'm waiting, while I'm thinking about what to do next, I want to show you guys something. Up here's the database. It talks about platters. It talks about individuals. It talks about, you know, relationship touring. She had a past relationship with a musician. Your boss, current time, energy level. Well, no, it's not like that anymore. A city in South, all the little player character. Date budget, 30 for your date. Funds, 30. Okay, signature. Then it has like a story. But as the game progresses, the top will be cut off as more events are pushed in. The narrator, also the rules of the narrator. Oh, actually, that's part of the story. And then once again, they'll move up and disappear. Okay, God, I feel like an idiot.
You practically leap for the next order ticket, a genuine smile spreading across your face. The energy of the kitchen, the sizzle of the woks, the aroma of the spices, it all fills you with a sense of joy and purpose. You feel truly in your element. The ticket reads, sweet and sour pork, a classic dish, and one you've mastered under Lynn's watchful eye. You quickly gather the ingredients, your movements fluid and precise. You cut the pork into bite-sized pieces, coat it in a light batter, and fry it to a golden brown perfection. You then toss it in a vibrant sweet and sour sauce, ensuring that it's perfectly balanced and flavorful. As you work, you hum a cheerful tune, your happiness radiating outwards. You plate the dish with a flourish, adding a colorful array of bell peppers and pineapple chunks, a dish that's sure to bring a smile to the customer's face. What will you do next?
I just realized that the guy's voice might be going through the mic and causing an echo. Since I've been recording this for 2 hours, I'm not going to care much. Sorry about that. Did my energy go up? I thought it was already down below 20%. 20 points. Whatever.
May catches your eye and returns your thumbs up with a bright smile. You're on fire tonight, Callisto, she says, her voice filled with genuine admiration. Everything looks amazing. Your heart swells with pride and happiness. It feels good to be appreciated, especially by someone you admire. You quickly grab the next order ticket. It reads, dim sum platter. Looks like the demand for May's specialty is high. What will you do next? You immediately move to May's station, offering your assistance with the dim sum platter. Let me help you with that, you say, already reaching for a bamboo steamer. May beams at you. That's so kind of you, Callisto. It's been a bit hectic. Together, you work seamlessly, your movements synchronized and efficient. You expertly fill the hargao with succulent shrimp, carefully pleating the delicate wrappers. You shape the siumai with precision, ensuring that each dumpling is perfectly formed. You even help with the char siu bao, kneading the dough and filling it with a sweet and savory barbecue pork mixture. As you work side by side, you find yourselves chatting easily, sharing stories and laughter. You learn that May's parents still live in Gwangju and she misses them dearly. You tell her about your love for cooking, and how it feels like a way to connect with your own heritage. What will you do next?
What heritage? Are you making up stuff now, narrator?
You and May work in perfect harmony, your combined efforts quickly bringing the dim sum platter to completion. The bamboo steamer is filled with a beautiful array of delicate dumplings and fluffy buns, each one a testament to your skill and dedication. While this looks incredible, May says, admiring the finished platter. We make a great team, Callisto. You blush slightly, pleased by her compliment. It's easy when you're working with someone as talented as you reply. You carefully plate the dim sum platter, arranging the dumplings and buns in an artful and appealing manner. You add a small dish of soy sauce and a sprinkle of sesame seeds for garnish. As you finish, you notice Lin watching you from across the kitchen. He doesn't say anything, but a subtle nod of approval crosses his face. You feel a surge of pride and satisfaction. What will you do next?
I never ordered a dim sum platter, but from the looks of that, I actually probably should one day. All right, what do I do next? Grab the next ticket. Unless somebody else wants to grab it. Am I the only person in this kitchen?
You eagerly grab the next order ticket. It reads, Kung Pao Chicken, a classic Sichuan dish known for its bold flavors and spicy kick. You quickly gather the necessary ingredients: diced chicken, peanuts, dried chili peppers, and a blend of aromatic spices. You heat up your wok, adding a splash of oil and letting it shimmer. You toss in the chicken and stir-fry it until it's browned and cooked through. You then add the chili peppers and spices, creating a fragrant and fiery aroma. You finish the dish with a generous helping of peanuts and a drizzle of soy sauce. It looks and smells absolutely delicious. What will you do next? You grab another ticket, your hand moving almost automatically. Another Kung Pao chicken. The orders are still coming in steadily, and the kitchen remains a whirlwind of activity. As you begin prepping the ingredients, you glance at the clock. It's 7:15 p.m. Lin mentioned earlier that the peak of the rush usually lasts until around 8:30 p.m. But tonight feels particularly busy. A small sigh escapes your lips. You're starting to feel the fatigue creep in, your energy level dipping with each passing order. Long night ahead, huh? Diane says, noticing your expression. He's struggling with a particularly tricky sauce. What will you do next? Looks like you're having a bit of trouble, you say to Giant, approaching his station. You peer into the pot, quickly identifying the issue. You need a touch more Sheoxing wine to balance the sweetness. And don't be afraid to really whisk it to emulsify the oil. Giant's face lights up with relief. Oh, thank you, Callisto. I was so worried I'd ruin it. He carefully adds a splash of Sheoxing wine and vigorously whisks the sauce. That's perfect. You're a lifesaver. You smile, pleased to have helped. No problem. We all have those moments. You return to your station and resume work on the Kung Pao chicken. You expertly dice the chicken, ensuring each piece is uniform in size. You heat the wok, adding oil and quickly stir frying the chicken until it's golden brown. What will you do next? You reach for the next ticket. Your movement's a little slower now due to fatigue. It's for steamed fish with ginger and scallions. One of your specialties. A small smile touches your lips. This is a dish you truly enjoy making. You select a fresh, whole fish and carefully scale and gut it. You steam it to perfection, ensuring the flesh is flaky and tender. You then top it with a generous amount of thinly sliced ginger and scallions, drizzling it with a light soy sauce and hot oil. The aroma is incredibly inviting. As you plate the dish, you notice May watching you with admiration. She gives you a small, encouraging smile. You make that look so easy, she says. It's beautiful. You feel a surge of energy from her compliment, momentarily forgetting your fatigue. What will you do next?
What I'll do next is I'm going to end this recording now because it's been about 2 hours, and it'll probably take about 2 hours to edit it down to less than an hour because a lot of it is just the computer calculating the reasoning, the story, the picture, the response. So we're not going on the date today. We're probably going to finish this day next recording, and then go on the date next recording. If there is a date, if my character doesn't collapse or go crazy and start killing people. This is Callisto for 13. I forgot. I don't know what I am anymore. See you next time.